Welcome to Giggling Mermaids. No. Grinding Mushrooms. No. Groovy Melons. No. Gossipmongers. Yes. Gossipmongers. Yes. Yes. That's it. Gossipmongers. Welcome. Welcome. Gossip number 1.
This is from Postman Ad. Hi, Gossipmongers. I used to work as a postman in St Helens, and a guy I worked with told me this story, and I believe him, even though he voted for Brexit. One time he was out delivering in nearby Rainford when he had a large parcel for one house. He knocked on the front door and rang the bell, but nobody answered. As there was a car in the drive, he thought he'd check if there was anyone round the back of the house. When he went round to the back garden, he popped his head over the fence and saw a man in his mid-60s, trousers round his ankles, having a wank in his garden in the middle of the day.
Oh, no.
What do you see?
What, when
that image? What's the image?
Just kind of stooped over.
Stooped over?
Stooped over.
No top on. Yeah.
No top on. Trousers round the ankles, stooped over.
Yeah, like
Okay.
mid-lawn mowing.
He didn't really know what to do, but before he could leave, the guy opened his eyes and met the postman's gaze. Oh, all right, mate. Caught me wanking there.
So honest.
Do you want me to sign for that? He's obviously from Amazon and he's been waiting weeks. He dropped the parcel and went back to the van with a vision of the old man's hand shandy in his mind. I think it was the lack of shame that haunted him since. Oh, thank you, Postman. Postman Ad. Do you want me to sign for that? You wouldn't mind.
Gossip number 2.
Dear Chatterboxes. Are we called Chatterboxes?
We're not.
Don't
No,
know.
we're
We're
not.
sent the wrong pissing,
Check
didn't
that
you?
one. Yeah.
Should we start a podcast called Chatterbox?
Chatterbox.
What was it about? What would happen in Chatterbox?
Chit chat.
Just chit chat. What have we been up to?
Going over the
wank.
day, yeah.
This is from Garth. I grew up in a crappy council estate in Essex in a small cul-de-sac dominated by a tiny patch of bald mud. Sure.
You're selling it.
At a 45-degree angle. It's stuck in his mind, isn't it?
So depressing.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking hell. Which all the kids called the green.
That's so depressing.
I feel so bad for this man already.
And they played on it constantly. Once during the World Cup in 1982, there were 22 kids on it.
At 45 degrees.
About to reenact Brazil versus Italy.
Oh, God.
When Barry Watts noticed a colossal dog shit in one of the goal mouths,
Barry Watts.
and we all started crying.
Why? Why did you start crying? Move the goal.
I think I won't start crying.
Luckily, my brother had forgotten to close our front door, and our dog, Bob, came bounding over, and like a gift from God, quickly assessed the situation, gobbled up the turd, and scampered back home.
Oh, God.
He instantly became our World Cup mascot. Although he did get put down shortly afterwards for biting.
For biting.
Oh, so many highs and lows.
Anyway, fucking hell. Anyway, my rumour...
It's not his rumour. No way. Oh, God, I pulled my wire out. I can't even hear now.
Oh, dear. Anyway, my rumour concerns Mr. Merchant, who lived at number 16. He was old, incredibly skinny, with a skullet and a huge pot belly. He hated us playing on the green and would come out and shout at us, which is the last thing we wanted. Not because we were easily embarrassed or hated confrontation or doubted our ability to collectively destroy him.
Destroy him.
Oh dear.
But because even in the open air, his breath hit you like a wall of wasps. Bernie Cooper reckoned that he was one of 17 people born every year in the UK with fused buttocks and no discernible anus. I don't know what's going on now.
Don't you dare stop. Oh, God.
The thread is basically this mud patch.
It's the only consistent thing in this email.
Because of this, his bloated abdomen would have probably packed up to 1,000 units. And And he would have had no choice but to regurgitate his faeces through his mouth after dark like an owl or a rabbit. No one was ever able to prove or disprove this theory, but I do remember that he grew prize-winning tomatoes.
None of that made sense. It's bloody staying in.
Gossip number 3.
Hi guys, this is from Simon. Okay. In Hemel Hempstead, there's always been this weird guy who just walks everywhere. I've not seen him in ages though, so he might be dead. His name was Turbo Dave.
Okay, continue.
Yeah. Now I don't know if his name was Dave or not, but basically, you'd be in one end of the town.
Like Billy Whiz.
Yeah.
I know where this is going. I'm excited.
And Turbo Dave would walk past you.
Good morning.
Regardless of the weather, he'd be wearing a huge puffer jacket and a hoodie with a hood up always, sweatpants, scruffy trainers and a fag. Once you'd ventured to the other end of town, he would walk past you again.
Good morning.
Always walking. No one knew where he was going, what he was doing. Literally pinballing across town.
At a rate of knots.
Just give him what are those things that track you, like a Fitbit thing or whatever?
Yeah, he needs a Fitbit. That'd be great.
But he does his 10,000 steps.
Yeah. Always walking. No one knew where he was going or what he was doing.
Follow him.
Pinball.
Any visit to town, you'd see him about 8 or 9 times.
Good morning.
Legend has it, someone saw him walk past them. Someone saw him walk past them in Hemel Hempstead. They ventured to Watford, and he walked past them on Watford High Street.
Good morning.
Such a bland legend.
Yeah.
He might have a twin. There might be triplets. And then
Turbo Dave.
Triplets. Almost as if he had developed portal technology.
Unlikely. In his sweatpants.
And all while still wearing the same outfit. Love the podcast. Kind regards, Simon.
Oh,
That's
thanks,
nice.
Simon.
Yeah.
That was great.
Gossip number 4.
Who's this from? John. I was on a family holiday in Mallorca. Sunbathing on the first day, the barman came over to me and said, "Watch out for Aqua Jim." Not sure what he meant. I just smiled and nodded.
Right, yeah.
A few days in, I sussed out Aqua Jim, was part of the entertainment team, and conducted the aqua aerobics. Turns out the rumour was old Aqua Jim was a top gooser
What's a goose?
and could seduce any woman with one look. And he always had a bollock popped out during 11 a.m. rifle shooting.
Oh, he does rifle shooting as well, does he? Doesn't just take water aerobics.
Dear. It was
11 a.m. rifle.
God.
it was claimed he shagged almost 80% of the female guests at the resort. Almost, not quite. Apparently, whenever Jim had given a guest a good seeing to, that person then automatically became addicted to smoking roll-ups.
What are you on about? Why? Does he taste like roll-up or something?
Not sure how true, but almost all the women at the resort were smokers. My sister and Auntie Pam took it up too. Took it up. On that holiday. Did you get some Rizzlers?
They're sold out.
Gossip number 5.
This is from Anonymous. Hi, David, Joe, and Poppy. The gossip. A teacher at the school I used to work decided to do a sponsored bungee jump off a very large bridge near the school.
The end.
She doesn't like to travel.
The bungee jump was in aid of another teacher from the school who had passed away.
Doing a bungee jump.
That's what she would have wanted.
Over 800 people gathered below the bridge.
Now.
Pupils.
800?
Yeah,
Is
it's
this
a lot.
It's a big old school.
Yeah, yeah.
No
Pupils,
backing out.
pupils and teachers all got a half day off to go and watch the teacher bravely bungee jump.
This is only going to have a bad ending.
I know. It was only upon reaching the almost 1,000 foot high ledge. Oh God! That the teacher realised she had got. Oh my God! That the teacher realised she had got bungee jumping confused with abseiling. That's so horrible.
Google
isn't
it. Fucking hell. No. It's 800 people waiting,
I
looking up.
know. With the pressure of 800 pupils, parents and teachers, and various other members of the general
Oh my
public.
God, this is wonderful.
Getting anxiety reading this.
I'm really stressed.
I'm going to
is
faint.
brilliant.
What does she do? What does she do?
Yeah.
General public eagerly awaiting for the jump. The teacher went ahead and did it anyway. Oh. I've never heard such a blood-curdling scream in my life. And every time... Oh, God. Every time the bungee sprung up and down, the teacher screamed louder and louder, "Help, get me off this fucking thing." We tried to distract the pupils as it was quickly becoming a traumatic ordeal. Oh, God. The teacher then had to go on sick leave for 4 months to recover from her
Stupid old
accidental
tart.
bungee jump. 4 months. 4 months.
A third of the year off with stress. It cost them a fortune in supply teachers.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, she can no longer look at bridges. There you go. Jesus, that has, like, stressed me
great.
out reading that.
Funny.
Imagine that. 800 pupils,
Yeah.
everyone
Fucking hell.
watching.
No backing out.
She thought she was going really slowly. Like,
Yeah,
going
yeah.
down abseiling.
Like you're going to be pushed off, love. Sorry?
Gossip number 6.
Okay, so this one is from Martin. Many years ago, I was on a coach going to Sheffield. I was a couple of seats behind the driver who looked like a 1970s northern comedian or failed wrestler. He engaged 2 women who were sat behind him in a one-way conversation. "See that massive house over there? Richest man in the world lives there. He earns £7,600 per hour."
God.
What?
Richest man in the world does.
Per
£7,500 an hour.
Yeah, richest man in the world.
Oh dear.
He went quiet for a while, and I stared at his mullet gently swaying. He kept these women's attention by leaning his head slightly back and to the left so they couldn't ignore him. I haven't always been a coach driver. I used to be a roadie. I was Meatloaf's chief roadie on 3 of his world tours. His bullshit was mildly amusing at this point. It was about to get more interesting. You never guess what happened. Last night of his 3rd world tour, and unbelievably, the drummer died. We were talking amongst ourselves, and Meatloaf said, "What are we going to do?" I thought to myself, "Is he really going to go there?" Yes, he has.
You're saying he drummed for
Yes. So I said to him, I used to play the drums. I might not know all the songs, but I'll give it a go.
So casual.
Might not know all the
Just
songs.
making it up as he goes along.
The look on the women's faces.
What, is he just a coach driver?
Yeah, yeah. He might have been a little bit of a fibber. The look on the women's faces as he was talking was a mix of amusement but also concern for their personal safety. So, yeah, I drummed for Meatloaf on the last night of his world tour. See that bag under my seat?
Here we go, go on.
There's a tape of the concert in there. Only 4 people in the world have got that one.
4 people.
Me, Meatloaf, and... His voice petered out as he clearly couldn't think of 2 other people.
That's great.
He might have a copy of this non-existent tape.
Fucking hell.
His final flourish, of course, he started drumming his hands on the steering wheel.
Some coach driver who enjoys talking bollocks about drumming for Meatloaf. What goes on in these people's heads? Just be normal and concentrate on the road. Gossip number 7. Celebrity. Jaackmaate.
Hello guys, how you doing? It's Jaackmaate here. Just want to say first of all, love the podcast. Secondly, here is a rumour that has kind of floated around Norwich for the past God knows however many years. So there's this woman and she walks around Norwich with, she carries about 15, 20 bags full of stuff. The weird thing about her is that she wears these massive fucking goggles. The kind of goggles that RAF fighter pilots used to wear, do you know what I mean? Like way too big for her head. Anyway, the rumour is she used to be a professor at the local college back in the 70s or something, and during during an experiment she suffered mercury poisoning. Quite a sad story, but apparently this mercury poisoning made her go a bit mental, and apparently she killed her husband by pushing him off of Norwich Cathedral. I've done my research, not in any papers, nothing's been documented. I don't think anyone's ever died from falling off Norwich Cathedral, but this is the rumour. One thing that is true though, she does sort of like pace up and down and walk around the cathedral courtyard still now at all hours of the night. And once I was walking past the cathedral and before I saw her massive silhouette sort of beamed on the side of the cathedral. So that was fucking scary. Did she kill her husband? Is she a mad professor? Maybe you guys can shed some light. Cheers.
Gossip number 8.
Hi, this is from Tom. A friend of mine works on cruise ships for a living and has done for around 10 years now. He always has plenty of stories to tell. Around 2 years ago, off the west coast of North America, he found out the ship was going to be commandeered by 400 pairs of randy swingers for a fortnight. The whole ship was to be dedicated to the 800-man fuckfest.
Okay, you had me at fuckfest.
The general store on ship now stocked an array of sex toys and suggestive garments. The main casino had been converted into a fully functioning sex dungeon, and all communal areas have been covered with easy wipe protective plastic. The first week started with my mate sending us pictures of the various posters passengers had crafted to hang on their cabin doors to advertise what sort of kinky shit they were down for, along with the numerous seminars and private sessions that had been put on by organisers. Brackets see attached. The stench of semen wafted down the corridors. The cleaners worked overtime, and the crew tried their best to stay out of the way of eager passengers who were desperate to have their way with someone in a uniform. Roll on a week later, when you would assume everyone on board would have been exhausted from non-stop shagging. One of the passengers had seemingly lost his mojo. This erectly dysfunctional gentleman had become immune to sexually enhancing drugs, and they were no longer having their desired effects.
Oh, Viagra stopped working.
He decided that to continue playing his part in the charade, he was going to inject a strong dose of Viagra directly into his Johnson.
Go straight to the source.
Escalated.
What else can you do on a ship?
He's immune
Fuck
though.
it.
What exactly happened that night remains a mystery. But the rumour on board was that he had shagged half the ship.
And the people on it.
And it was only time that prevented him from making it a boatload. The next morning, unsurprisingly, Nelson's column was still standing. And the side effects had started to kick in.
Oh God.
What are the side of
The blood his heart was meant to be pumping around his body was still being redirected straight to his cock.
Oh God.
And by early afternoon,
Oh, my ears.
the bloke realised he was in need of some medical attention.
Redirected blood. Jesus.
Have to hang him upside down.
Accompanied by his already worried wife,
Already worried.
the man sheepishly waddled out of his cabin with only a towel clutched around his waist and the easily visible erection poking up like a marquee. Upon arriving at the medical centre, it was clear he was struggling. The staff there were immediately concerned by the lack of colour in his complexion and called for the on-ship doctor. After a number of attempts to deflate the purple-headed monster, the crew radioed for an emergency vessel to take him back to shore.
Is he going to be helicoptered off?
Is that what you call it?
That's room number 6.
Dear. Word spread round the ship as the Alaskan Coast Guard arrived.
That's good.
A couple of hours later, and curious onlookers flocked to the starboard, where the already crowded deck caused the ship to ever so slightly slouch to one side.
His erections causing the ship.
Like the Titanic.
Oh, God.
Slouching.
Dear. With the support of a crew member and one of the lifeguards, the gentleman was in the process of straddling the gap between the ship and the boat when a gust of wind swept the cotton towel off his waist and onto the end of his cock. Flapping in the breeze like a flag at full mast, it eventually slipped off and left him in all his glory in front of the entire ship. It's unknown what became of the man or exactly how long it took for his erection to go down. One thing for certain, though, is he'll never have another night like it.
Lovely little ending.
Nice. Nice way to wrap
Little
it up.
moral
Yeah.
at the end.
So wise. Tom.
So wise.
Gossip number 9.
Right.
Okay.
This is from Anonymous. I used to have a local pub in my hometown that had these old creamy looking ceiling lights, which at first didn't really hold my attention.
Good start.
It wasn't until I was told this rumour that I would look at them in horror each time I saw them. What the The rumour was that the landlord was involved in a weird after-hours swinging club with a few of the regulars. The regulars involved were Gobbling Bob, Gobbling Bob's wife,
Of course. Imagine if they weren't involved. They're against it.
and another couple affectionately known as Ram Man and, and Wogan,
Oh,
due to Guy looking like Terry Wogan.
Yes.
And the wife looking like a cartoon character, Ram Man. Anyway, I digress. The appalling fivesome would go upstairs.
God, I bet they're grim. Fucking horrible bunch of people.
He has described one of them, the woman looking like Ram Man, whoever that is.
Ram Man.
I don't know, I'm going to Google it in a minute. The appalling fivesome would go upstairs after closing time and spend hours filling the light fittings with the landlord's Goblin Bob's and Wogan's diabolical spunk juice for all to see the next night when the lights when the lights were turned on. So they wanked into the lights.
And then
Well,
what?
like strip lights.
I guess like the one, like the ones on the wall, like just. I'll go back to it. I'll read it.
Creamy.
Oh no, ceiling lights.
lights.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
somehow
Yeah.
got it. I guess they take the casing off. And
What,
then,
and fill it up and put it back on?
yeah, I guess.
Why?
Don't look at me. As a side issue, Gobbling Bob and his wife took a young barman home one night and ducked him. I think they might have fucked him. Ducked him so hard that ever since, whenever he smokes a cigarette, his left eye turns inwards.
Oh, God.
That's definitely
Oh
fucked.
dear.
The lights were removed.
I'm still going back to the
Yeah, the
creamy lights. In more ways than one.
Oh, this
The lights were removed after a recent pub refit,
Cool.
Oh, good.
and the landlord has moved on. However, Gobbling Bob still hangs around at closing, using his leather-clad wife as bait to lure unsuspecting lads back to the house for eye-turning shenanigans.
Gossip number 10.
Okay. Dear Gossipmongers, just heard this. Not sure if it's sufficient quality for the podcast, but it'll only waste 2 minutes of your time finding out so here you go. Recently, a colleague of my wife's, Daisy, was very excited to be going to Portugal for a week for her best friend's wedding. I'll call the bride-to-be Mary. She was due to be married to a fellow called Joe. The wedding party all arrived a few days before the ceremony. Preparations went smoothly, fun was had. On the morning of the wedding, Daisy gets a call from the bride-to-be, distraught. Mary is saying that the wedding is off, screaming about the groom and her future mother-in-law. Daisy goes to Mary's room to try and calm her down and find out what's occurring. Maybe try and save the wedding. What she finds out when she arrives changes that plan somewhat. Through tears, the weeping bride-to-be explains to Daisy exactly what happened. Mary had been talking to her mother in the hotel reception and made her way back up to the wedding suite. Upon entering the room, she sees her husband in possibly the most unexpected position, a position beyond her comprehension.
Okay.
His mother was sat on their wedding bed. Joe, the groom, was sat on her right knee, fully kitted out in his groom's outfit. His head was cradled in his mother's left arm, while he sucked the life out of her exposed right tit.
Fuck off. What?
And the wedding's off.
Wedding's
Hang
off
on a
'cause of
minute.
that.
So he's sat on his mum's
On his mother-in-law. His mother-in-law.
mum or mother-in-law?
Mother. His mother was sat on the wedding bed.
What?
He-
His own mother?
Yeah, he was sat on her right knee in his groom's outfit, and then he was sucking her exposed right tit.
No.
Can you say that one more time, please?
He was sucking her exposed right tit.
And again?
And one for luck.
Sucking her exposed right tit.
Okay.
Fucking hell.
The shamed Green fucked off home on the first available flight. Everyone else had a weird 3 days holiday and headed back.
Just round the ball.
What should we do later?
Apparently, in the immediate aftermath, the 34-year-old groom tried to explain away his actions as just something he needed to do to calm him down.
Have a
What
pint.
about his mother's part in this?
Yeah, why is he getting blamed?
Yeah.
Oh, here's a PS. As a side point, my wife wondered whether the mother should still be producing milk as a woman in her late 50s who has had her son on her tit for 34 years. and then it just put, anyway, something to think about maybe in a little, like,
A little thumbs up.
Yeah.
Doesn't come with a picture, does it?
I wouldn't have called off the wedding.
Would you not?
No.
Bloody hell.
It's
Yeah,
not
you
his
would.
fault. Get him counselling
I
after.
You would have called it off.
Can anyone think of a reason why
Maybe.
these two
So
should not
laid
be
back
wed?
on you.
It's your boyfriend.
just trying to
Your
relax.
boyfriend can do anything. Just trying to relax.
I like
What
it.
a
not called
great
the wedding
wife.
off.
You what? No.
You, what the fuck? Are you serious?
Well, it's not enough, is it?
Yes.
If he was shagging
I
his
think
mum,
at least
yeah.
delay it.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, I don't
Put it
know.
back an hour.
I don't know.
Are you fine with that?
Maybe I'm not. I'm trying to picture
Maybe I'm
myself.
Yeah,
Who-
pitch.
Hold on a minute. Did she see? Did she walk in and see?
Yeah.
Oh, I
she,
don't know.
she went
No,
upstairs. How are you torn?
Because it's I don't know. Maybe he's like he just needs a bit of
TLC?
yeah, talking to. Yeah.
Talking to. Needed good talking to.
I like
Can I have
that
a word?
Yeah. He's sat in his Groom's outfit doing that as well.
Yeah.
Why is he fully
So
kitted
weird.
out?
You've not got a
He's-
problem with that. He's
I
ready to go, isn't he?
have, but I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Is everyone bothered by me now?
Yeah,
No, not
yeah,
at
no.
Am I going to get replaced? And this will get.
Joe, Poppy and David will now choose their favourite room.
Right. Okay. So, Poppy, you have to choose. No.
No, we choose between us.
Yeah, I
What
did.
do we do?
I did.
Okay, here are the top 5 rumours of this episode.
We choose one of them
Yeah.
for Poppy to shout out the window.
Okay, so number 1, Turbo Dave,
Oh yeah, I like Turbo Dave.
who walked at.
Pinballing about
Mm.
the town.
Number 2, Meatloaf Drummer.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Number 3, The Mud Patch.
Oh,
Oh,
Number
Yeah.
4, The Cruise Ship. And number 5, Aqua Jim.
what's that called, Jim? Oh, he
Fucked loads of people.
but,
in the
and made him
resort.
start smoking roll-ups. Yeah. God, I'm torn.
I think I know.
What are you going to go for?
I'm thinking cruise ship.
Do you know what? I'm torn between 3:
Okay,
Aqua Jim, Cruise Ship, and the Mud Patch.
what are you going to go for?
I think it's.
What do you reckon?
God, you're
I
staring
love
at me.
this. We've never had this before.
Poppy's
I'm going to go
stare-
for The Mud Patch.
I'm going to go for. I'm between Mud Patch and Cruise Ship. Oh my God, I've got to make the decision.
No one cares.
Cruise Ship. I'm going Cruise Ship.
Whoa!
Going
Are
Cruise
you
Ship.
sure?
Last minute, you were staring at me, so I had to.
So, Poppy, you've got to shout that rumour out the window to
But
everyone.
not to make
spread
you
it around the world.
nervous, David. But have you seen quite a crowd has gathered
Yeah.
for Series 2?
Yeah.
Yeah. Big time.
Oh my
Like,
God!
yeah.
How do they know where we are?
Okay. Right, do you want to open the window,
Can
Poppy?
they see me?
Yeah.
Is it
Shout
definitely,
out. Huh?
cruise ship? Wanna do it?
Right, the cruise ship. Shout out loud. They won't be able to hear you.
Much detail as possible.
Go.
Always starts with an M.
Because I'm thinking. What is it?
Cruise ship.
Cruise ship, 800 people, an orgy at sea. There's seminars for muff diving. And...
Yeah, you're adding bits now.
Can you?
No, I'm
Can-
not.
yeah,
That
what
was-
other
that
seminars
was
are there?
written on the
Yeah,
thing.
give us another 4 seminars, please.
Coming.
Coming. Generally coming.
Well, BDSM.
Yeah.
What is that?
That's bondage. BD.
Whatever. What happened on the ship? They're losing
Everyone's
patience.
shagging, but there's one old man that
I'd forgotten about that.
yeah, he'd been shagging too much and he'd been immune to Viagra, and so he injected it into his penis. Oh, I really feel like these can see. Is it one way? That's horrible. Yeah, injects it into his penis. The erection wouldn't go down. Someone from Alaskan paramedic came out.
Such odd detail you remember.
Alaska.
He's-
Some of the best in the world.
There's so many people gathered that the ship went like slumped on one side,
Yeah.
and he was straddling the two boats, and the tail got ripped off, and everyone could see his erection. The end.
Hooray!
That was
Shut the
really
window.
long.
That was really hard. Wasn't it? Hard
Hey.
to remember. So much detail to remember.
Well, there you go.
I'm quite pleased with that.
Good fun, huh?
I just remembered so much. I'm pleased with myself.
You're
Yeah,
right,
you
you're a
did
little haunted.
I think I feel sick.
I think it's because of the crowd that gathered put you off, didn't it?
A little bit.
Yeah. Right, as we
Pressure.
say on Gossipmongers.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. And that's ta-da from us. I wish I could remember what we said that time.
It's like, I think it was like, bye from us all.
Yeah, bye from us all.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Fucking bye from us all.